Bella Nipotina has become the first mare to win the 2024 Everest horse race at Royal Randwick. The historic win was also sweet for jockey Craig Williams. He's the only second rider to win the $20 million race more than once. Nipotina, trained by Kieran Maher, battled it out with 2022 winner Giga Kick during the last 100 metres. Growing Empire came in third, while Lady of Camelot took fourth place.
And a snub from the King and a little bit of wet weather certainly wasn't enough to dampen spirits at the Everest today. All dressed up, punters paxed out Randwick Racecourse today, hoping to strike it lucky.
A sold-out, thirsty crowd meant at times the champagne ran dry. Dressed to the nines for most, their Everest plan was simple.
The plan is drinking and having a good time.
We love Everest, we love the ponies, and we love a good time.
But the question on everyone's lips, would King Charles put the Royal back into Royal Randwick?
We are hoping that we might get to see King Charles and Queen Camilla.
Please, please. I want to sneak a cheeky photo of us together.
Oh, I'd probably kiss him on the lips, to be honest.
Punters even offering the monarch their tips.
Get on Bella Nipotina in race 7. Cheers, King.
But unfortunately, there were no crowns in the crowd.
I think I'm going to go home crying tonight.
Perhaps the rainy weather scared them off, but the grey skies certainly didn't stop racegoers from making the most of the day.
It started at 10 to 7 and we'll probably go till God knows when.
Sore feet already, I'm an hour in, not enough champagne.
But it all boils down to this, that moment all eyes are glued trackside and you're holding your breath, hoping you've backed a winner.
It's unbelievable, and to do it this late in her career, you know, like a 54 start or something like that, it's unbelievable.
Amy Clements, 7 News.
Absolutely, Angie. At the moment, it's a DJ called Joel Corrie. It's going crazy behind me, but the veteran jockey climbed Kosciuszko and Everest in the same day. Who can say they've ever done that before? Coming up, Bella Nipotina's victory for Kieran Maher, the race and all the reaction from Everest Day. Welcome back to Royal Randwick, and how about trainer Kieran Maher, who's conquered the Everest and Melbourne's Caulfield Cup on the same day. It's Maher's first attempt at the $20 million Everest. Bella Nipotina, the first mare to win it after a brilliant ride by her veteran jockey.
The entire bling on display for Everest Day, a dolled-up sell-out crowd arriving early, Royal Randwick's house full sign soon up, the biggest crowd for 60 years, 50,000 in full song. Traffic warden a late scratching, 11 runners, 1,200 metres. History for the jockey, trainer and Bella Nipotina, the first mare to win the $20 million Everest.
Giga Kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga Kick.
Jockey Craig Williams' second Everest.
6-year-old mare. She's never been in career best form as she is now.
Trainer Kieran Maher's first Everest runner.
Just Craig, beautiful ride, you know, to have the balls to do that. And yeah, I can't thank my team enough.
Former Everest winner Think About It fell in the Sydney Stakes. Horse and jockey Jason Collett, thankfully okay. The $2 million Kosciuszko, a grand final for country trainers, won by Far Too Easy.
Far Too Easy keeps coming. Far Too Easy. Far Too Easy, too strong in the Kosciuszko.
Everest winning jockey Williams conquering both mountains, trained by David McColm. Far Too Easy close to death several times this year.
I'm so proud of him. He's our mate, he's part of our family.
In Melbourne, the Kieran Maher trained Duke DeSessa took out the $5 million Caulfield Cup. Watching at Randwick, Maher the first trainer to win an Everest Caulfield Cup double. Andrew McKinlay, 7 News.
For trainer Kieran Maher conquering the Everest and Melbourne's Caulfield Cup. In his first attempt at the $20 million Everest, Bella Nipotina backing up her Stradbroke success at Eagle Farm in the world's richest race on grass.
The entire bling on display for Everest Day, Royal Randwick's house full sign soon up, the biggest crowd for 60 years, 50,000 in full song. Traffic warden a late scratching 11 runners 1,200 metres. History for the jockey, trainer and Bella Nipotina, the first mare to win the $20 million Everest.
Giga kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga kick.
Jockey Craig Williams' second Everest.
6-year-old mare. She's never been in career best form as she is now.
Trainer Kieran Maher's first Everest runner.
Just Craig, beautiful ride, you know, to have the balls to do that. And, yeah, can't thank my team enough.
Former Everest winner Think About It fell in the Sydney Stakes. Horse and jockey Jason Collett, thankfully okay. No sign of royalty for the King Charles Stakes. Turf Queen's Pride of Jenny and last year's winner Fangirl, upstaged by Chaya Wolf, the trophy fit for a king. In Melbourne, the Kieran Maher-trained Duke de Sessa took out the $5 million Caulfield Cup. Watching at Randwick, Maher the first trainer to win an Everest Caulfield Cup double. Andrew McKinlay, 7 News.
And spring racing roars to life as Duke de Sessa wins the Caulfield Cup.
This is Melbourne's 9 News with Peter Hitchener.
Good evening. To make for a spectacular day at the Caulfield Cup, thousands of punters were dressed to impress, and Amber Johnston was amongst them.
Spring racing has sprung, but after all, this is Melbourne we're talking about. Blustery winds making for a frosty, fashions on the field.
My hat's really not liking this wind, but as soon as I get into the Bar Bambi marquee, I think I'll be fine.
Look, it took hours to get it like this, mate. Hair and makeup's always a necessity for me.
But these racegoers are committed to the cause.
I never bring a backup option. Beauty is pain. I'm here for it.
More than 25,000 punters waited patiently to burst through the gates this morning. Galloping into Caulfield Racecourse to mark almost 150 years of action at the track. Some managed to find their own little slice of relaxation in the chaos.
John, this is how you do a race day. It's obviously not your first rodeo.
Third one.
Others were just happy to get amongst it. For this man, today was a total surprise, his wife flying him in from Queensland for his birthday.
Didn't even have any jocks on.
Well, you look great regardless.
For West Coast star and country Victorian Harley Reid, Caulfield feels a bit like home.
It's a good period to sit back and relax, and obviously the footy season's very long. Playing 24 games is a very big, long year, so I'm excited to sit back and relax today.
The VIP marquee is a far cry from his home track in Victoria's north.
They've left nothing to the imagination, like every little aspect has been amazing.
Good vibes, good music.
Yeah.
And the drinks are fluent.
The fanfare offset by anti-horse racing protesters.
Horse racing kills.
But the day and the $3 million cheque belonged to Duke de Sessa.
But it's going to be Duke de Sessa, Harry Coffey. This is your moment.
How am I feeling? Spectacular. Phenomenal.
The racing carnival springing into action on and off the track.
And let's cross live now to Amber at Caulfield Racecourse. Amber, how are the crowds looking now?
Well, Pete, this is arguably one of my favourite parts of the day, where we see some pretty sore and sorry heads slowly make their way out of the racecourse here. But to be fair, everyone's in pretty good nick. I haven't seen anyone carrying their high heels, and it looks like everyone's managed to hang on to those fascinators despite the crazy winds here today. But overall, it's been a really big day. I've just spoken to one of the organisers, and that final number, 25,600 people, which is not only bigger than last year, but the biggest crowd the Caulfield Cup has seen since the pandemic. Pete?
OK, thank you for that report. Amber Johnston at Caulfield. And it's time now for a look at some more sport. Here's Nathan Curry.
Thanks very much, Pete. As we saw, it's a Kieran Maher double winning both the Caulfield Cup and the Everest, and he's got birthday boy Harry Coffey to thank.
Duke de Sessa, 100 to go from Buckaroo, a length and 3/4, but it's going to be Duke de Sessa, Harry Coffey. This is your moment.
We've got all the Everest action too with AFL Match Review Officer Michael Christian, the part owner of the winner.
With Saturday Night Sport.
Thanks so much, Pete. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from the AFL's Match Review Officer after his Everest win, as Harry Coffey writes Kieran Maher into the record books at the Caulfield Cup. Kieran Maher is celebrating after becoming the first trainer to win the Caulfield Cup and the Everest on the same day. Cup-winning jockey Harry Coffey also has 2 reasons to celebrate. Not only has he ridden Duke de Sessa to victory, it's also his 28th birthday. The birthday boy delivering a present of his own to Kieran Maher.
Duke de Sessa, 100 to go from Buckaroo, a length and 3/4, but it's going to be Duke de Sessa, Harry Coffey. This is your moment.
The 28-year-old securing the Everest Caulfield Cup double for Maher, holding off favourite Buckaroo to win on Duke de Sessa.
How good Harry Coffey's. Fair play to him. He rode him confidently, he rode him well, and it was a pretty easy watch.
Coffey is used to defying the odds. He lives with cystic fibrosis and has had to fight for every bit of success.
I've been involved in a day I'll never forget on my birthday.
Up at Randwick, Gil McLaughlin was well and truly in the thick of his new job, and soon the trophy would be going to a former employee, with the Michael Christian-owned Bella Nipotina just too good.
Giga kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga kick.
We drew gate 12. The fear all week was that she'd be caught 3 wide, no cover, and she was still good enough.
Drama beforehand, traffic warden a late scratching after rearing in the gate, costing Jamie Carr her first ride in an Everest.
He's out. Traffic warden, a late scratching.
Bella Nipotina then provided the biggest shock of all, out in front early and holding on, leaving Kieran Maher in awe of both jockey and horse.
We said at the barrier draw, she's got an uncanny knack of running very well from any gate, wide, inside, doesn't matter, and just Craig, beautiful ride, you know, to have the balls to do that.
Craig Williams rode Giga Kick to victory in 2022 before being sacked. Now he's beaten him to claim his second Everest.
It's a great thrill to win one of Australia's greatest races, and is now an international targeted race. And again, I couldn't do it without Bella Nipotina's guts and determination.
And for all the decisions the match review officer has had to make, choosing not to retire Bella Nipotina may be the smartest of all.
She is just a freak. She's She's 7 years of age. She raced as an October 2-year-old, and she's reached the pinnacle. She's reached the Everest.
Nathan Curry, 9 News.
Enjoy your evening and good night.
This is 9 News with Georgie Gardner.
Also, Royal Randwick in full voice as Connections celebrate a history-making Everest winner. Has produced a gutsy run from the outside barrier to win the Everest at Royal Randwick. A sold-out crowd cheered on the veteran mare, who made history as the first female horse to take out the race.
A rowdy Randwick crowd warming up with what's become an Everest tradition. But with $20 million on offer, the race itself is serious stuff. The James Cummings-trained traffic warden a late scratching at the barriers, leaving a field of 11 for the world's richest turf race.
We're ready to go. The gates are back here in the Everest. They're off and racing to the massive roar of the crowd.
Bella Nipotina jumping best from the outside gate, taking an early lead. But in the final 200 metres, a former champion loomed large.
Up the inside is Giga Kick. Giga Kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga Kick.
The 7-year-old becoming the equal oldest winner of the race and the first mare to triumph. Madness in the mounting yard for victorious Connections. Trainer Kieran Maher, a first-time winner. Jockey Craig Williams, now a double Everest champion.
You know, we thought she was in career best form, and she got her conditions to suit. To do it this late in her career, you know, like a 54 start or something like that, it's unbelievable.
Kieran said, you know, let's just trust her. We might be a bit wide, but let's not be negative, let's be positive.
King Charles was a no-show, but the $5 million race named in his honour still went ahead. Pride of Jenny out to her trademark big lead before being run down late by the Joe Pride-trained Chayawolf.
Chayawolf takes the lead and won the King Charles III.
A false start in Melbourne for the Caulfield Cup.
Now Warmonger's broken through the front.
But on the restart, it was Kieran Maher's moment again. Duke de Sessa leading from start to finish on jockey Harry Coffey's birthday.
How am I feeling? Spectacular.
Luke Dovesey, 9 News.
Enjoy your evening. Good night.
It's 9 News Queensland with Ashlyn Krukellis.
Good evening. Bella Nipotina has produced a gutsy run from the outside barrier to win the Everest at Royal Randwick. A sold-out crowd cheered on the veteran mare, who made history as the first female horse to take out the race.
A rowdy Randwick crowd warming up with what's become an Everest tradition. But with $20 million on offer, the race itself is serious stuff. The James Cummings-trained traffic warden are late scratching at the barriers, leaving a field of 11 for the world's richest turf race.
We're ready to go. The gates are back here in the Everest. The rough and race into the massive roar of the crowd.
Bella Nipotina jumping best from the outside gate, taking an early lead. But in the final 200 metres, a former champion loomed large.
Up the inside is Giga Kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest from Giga Kick.
The 7-year-old becoming the equal oldest winner of the race and the first mare to triumph.
You know, we thought she was in career best form, and she got her conditions to suit. To do it this late in her career, you know, like a 54 start or something like that, it's unbelievable.
Kieran said, you know, let's just trust it. We might be a bit wide, but let's not be negative, let's be positive.
A false start in Melbourne for the Caulfield Cup.
Now Warmonger's broken through the front.
But on the restart, it was Kieran Maher's moment again. Duke de Sessa leading from start to finish on jockey Harry Coffey's birthday. Luke Dovesey, 9 News.
Almost 50,000 racegoers have poured through the gates of the Royal Randwick in Sydney, where many were hoping their king and queen would make the first public appearance of their tour. The carnival for the world's richest race on turf includes the King Charles Stakes, but history was made in other ways on the track.
A race day with a regal twist. Record crowds rolled through the gates for the first ever sold-out Everest.
Welcome to the Royal Randwick.
A slight drizzle saw the track rate a soft 5, a little wet under hoof, while in the stands it didn't stop the party.
It's a really sunny, fun day.
And I flew in from Melbourne today, so I'm so excited. Skip the Caulfield Cup because I think this is where the party's at. Controversial!
There was old world elegance, frills and stripes had a moment too. The touch of blue theme embraced, 14,000 plates of food served, including 440 kilograms of prawns.
The atmosphere and getting to have a day with my girls.
Many were crossing their fingers for a glimpse of King Charles, with a race named in honour of the monarch last year.
I'd pay $1 million if I met King Charles. I'd love to meet him, and I hope I do.
The King Charles III Stakes is a $5 million race. The trophy, a replica of His Majesty's crown. Speculation swirling as to whether the Royal Randwick would have a special visitor.
I want to see King Charles holding that trophy.
That would be very special.
To be honest, I'm excited for the King. We saw his escort yesterday. We did. Respectfully, I couldn't care less. You know, I think we should become a republic.
Royalists or not, all eyes were on the Everest, with its snazzy trophy dripping in diamonds.
Giga Kick going to Bella Nipotina. Bella's in front though.
Bella Nipotina taking home $20 million in prize money, the first mare to receive the crowning glory. Sarah Naven for 10 News First.
Time for sport now with Lockie Kennedy. And Lockie, you've got more from the trackside.
I do. Some great Sydney weather there for the racing too, Hardy. Yes, from both Randwick and Caulfield. We'll recap both of the day's feature races in what proved to be a very good day for trainer Kieran Maher.
Trainer Kieran Maher has had a dream day at the races, winning both the Everest in Sydney and the Caulfield Cup in Melbourne. Bella Nipotina became the first mare or filly to win the $20 million race at Royal Randwick. It was the second Everest win by jockey Craig Williams after his 2022 triumph. Around an hour later, Duke de Sessa claimed the 148th running of the Caulfield Cup, ahead of favourite Buckaroo in second and Land Legend in third. The winning trainer paid tribute to Caulfield Cup winning jockey Harry Coffey after the race.
He said he gets excited, he likes losing weight when he's got a chance. So anyway, fair play to him. He rode him confidently, he rode him well, and it was a pretty easy watch.